But I'm thinking, I ran into burning buildings. How am I going to write a book? I don't even know how to paragraph things, right? So,
well, never assume that that civil people, what do you call it?
Civil servants.
Civil servants are dumb.
No,
they are not. They are incredibly intelligent people.
You better know what you're doing when you're on a fire.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
And you better have common sense.
It could cost you your life if you don't, right? Yeah. I make a joke about it, but it's very true. But I had been at a business conference in another healthcare business that I was involved in prior to Root. And I just happened to be at a conference down in Florida and cross paths with this girl. And at the time, she was a corporate accountant for a chain of banks in the Bahamas. She has her master's in accounting and a master's in law and was a CFO of a chain of banks. And we just started sharing information and exchanged information on Facebook and talked about our love for motivational things, Tony Robbins and Joe Dispenza, like all these different people, right? And
David Goggins.
Yeah, Goggins. I love Goggins.
Get up, motherfucker.
I love Goggins.
Keep running, motherfucker.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Don't be a bitch.
Don't be a bitch. Yeah. He's got definitely a different approach, but I love him. Yeah. So we just exchange information. And then I'm reading a list of goals that I had not accomplished 3 years into my 5-year range. And I've never seen this girl's post before, never seen anything from her. And all of a sudden, I see a post from her that she left her corporate job. She was making buku bucks. She was working in England and Ireland and all over the world for one of the top 4 accounting firms, reached the highest level, in the Bahamas, and hated what she was doing. It didn't bring her satisfaction, even though she reached the pinnacle of her career. So she always wanted to be a writer. And now she's a 9-time international bestselling author. But then she started a publishing company, and she had a thing literally a week after I, read my goals. This comes up on Facebook that now she's helping people become writers. So we talked about
universe.
No such thing as a coincidence.
Universes, and there's no such thing.
No
so I have that firefighter mentality where, like, when people talk to you, like when the opportunity presents itself, do you peek through the door? Do you shut the door? I kick that goddamn door in, right? So like I run through it. So I called her up immediately, start working with her, and here we are, almost 2 years later, within the 5-year limit, because it would be May of 2025, where it would be 5 years. So what
do you think is the thing that separates the people from, like, this is what I wanted? Like, do you think that people don't have, no one gives them the skills or the know-how to, like, set your plan? Here's your goals. Here's how, like, how to attain them.
Yeah. And we talk about that in the book too. I mean, if you don't have skills, go back to school or get the skills that you need. Right. So, I mean,
but it's like I think the question what I'm trying to ask is, and maybe it's a little bit about me, is like, is it a fear? Like, cause like a lot of the times I can see, like, this should be attainable. This should be easy. Like, all it is a little bit of work.
Well,
and I can think of like 8,000 things that stop me and no things that stop me.
Well, it's fear. It's fear-based.
Is it all fear?
It's fear-based because people are afraid of failure. They're afraid of what people may think if they
Judgment,
try something and they fail. Exactly. And we're based
embarrassment.
Embarrassment. We live in a fear-driven society. I mean, that's why I started reading the Bible recently, and it talks about in the Bible 365 times, don't be afraid, right? So it's kind of like a daily reminder not to be afraid.